strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Take me home to the banks of the riverside. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best. Yes, it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the riverside.
Good evening, people of YouTube. Welcome to the Toon Review YouTube channel. Tonight, we are back in sort of full health. Well, full health, I think 80% there, and yeah, it's deteriorating on me. Get rid of COVID very quickly. Thank you to all the well wishes as well. All the lovely messages I've had. Tell me to get well soon, or some sarcastic ones tell me to get me arse in the gear. But you know, the sympathetic ones far outweighed the bad ones. And Alex, we just want to say stay safe out there, man. We know that Poland's very close to where all that crap's going on, but hopefully stay safe, get home soon, and then start living a different life, kind of thing. But we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Mate. But obviously in Poland, safety at the minute, and that's the main thing. Right, let's talk about something positive, which is Newcastle United, and I never thought I'd say that in a million years, given the last few seasons we've had. Well, I said start off on something positive. We're going to start off talking about Mr. Maxi and his wonderful photos of being in Monaco. Obviously, he took one in a I think was it not a hydro something oxygen chamber or whatever it was. Very bizarre, Danielle.
Well, I said on Saturday he'd be in France. I said he'd be going back, so I was right. Well, if he's injured, he's injured. If he's not, he's not. Like, whatever. With the whole Maxi thing, I just think, will he be here next season? I don't know if he will. I don't know if he buys into what Eddie Howe's doing or the project or anything like that. But on the positive side, the way we played on Saturday shows we can cope without Maxi. So I'm not worried about this weekend at all. I wasn't expecting him to be back this weekend.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I said that in the video I did earlier today, the recorded one, just with the latest news. I said it was very, you know, all doom and gloom in that half an hour or an hour before kickoff on Saturday against West Ham. People were saying, "Oh, Maxi's not playing. We've got Trippier missing, Wilson. We may as well go home." But what people don't seem to realise is this is a very, very different Newcastle United to what it was, you know, even 3 months ago. It is a very, very different side, Alex. And people need to realise what Eddie Howe's doing behind the scenes. It's a different mentality. It's different fitness levels, different philosophies. And the players have bought into that, which is why we were able to perform as well as we did against West Ham on Saturday. So just because Maxi might be missing again this Saturday, it isn't all doom and gloom.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, our key players being fit would make this 5-0. So the fact that they're not fit, we've still got weapons and we're still strong. It's not going to be as easy as it would be with our strong players. But we're very, very solid. We're very, very physical, very dominant. Everything we've played so far recently has been not enjoyed playing us at all. We don't, trying to think of it from an outside perspective, we don't look like we're very much fun to play against, to be fair. With the fans, with the physicality, with the counter-attacks, with the passion and the just never giving up. We look like quite a nasty team to play against, which is great.
Yeah, love it.
And it'll be interesting against Brentford because they've got a bit of oomph in their midfield as well. It goes without saying. So it'll be interesting.
You're pretty confident, though, aren't you, for Saturday, Alex? You've said for a while now that you think we should beat these quite comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with Max, that was with Maxi in the conversation. Without him is different. It depends on Maxi, in my opinion. And if Fraser's gone as well, my statement was with Maxi Fraser fit. A lot of people in the fan forum were predicting 2-1s for some reason. There was a lot of 2-1s out there.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
And I think if Maxi's fit, I don't see any reason why we don't absolutely thump these, because we're due. We are due it. We've had so many crossbars, posts, so many man of the match goalkeeper performances from the opposition. We are due to absolutely rinse somebody. And Brentford are really struggling at the moment. All we've done recently is improve. So as long as we go
Brentford have lost the last 8 out of 9.
You're right. Palace is the only draw they got recently. So
yeah, they are in real trouble. And I just, Dan's briefly touched on Leeds United there as well. Of course, losing 6-0 to Liverpool last night at Anfield. I just want to say something on Bielsa, because I think I don't understand how he's getting away with blue murder at Leeds United. I cannot understand it. That he's done fantastic work for Leeds United. There is no doubt in that. And I'd be the first to say, well done on where you've got Leeds United too. But he can't take them any further. The man has run out of ideas. That is clear. And the fact that his English is still so damn poor. I'm still staggered that he has to do interviews with an interpreter. I mean, I just find that bizarre, the amount of time he's been here. But Leeds United are very much a one-trick pony and have been well and truly found out. And Bielsa has not been able to change that mindset. And for some reason, he's still down as the Messiah, Danielle. But why?
I don't know. And I think from a Newcastle United perspective, we wanted to continue. We don't want him sacked. We don't want him to leave. Let him stay for the rest of the season and let's send him down. We don't want Leeds on a new manager bounce. We definitely don't need that. So long may it continue. I just question some of his decision-making recently.
I know I don't want Leeds to go down, if I'm honest, Danielle. I'd rather Leeds stay up, and that's just a northern thing. I think
if it comes to us versus them, though, it's got to be them.
Well, if it came to us versus them, but I hope it doesn't come to any of us, because I think there's other teams that I would rather go down. Certainly Norwich.
Everton.
Well, Everton are certainly for me. I mean, I will, like I say, I will windmill down the M1.
I mean, it's possible. They've got City, Liverpool, and us coming up. So if they lose all them, they are in a lot of trouble.
Lampard will be having a sweat on. There's no doubt about that. But listen, I mean, the results so far this week, I mean, Burnley again are pulling it out the hat. I don't know how Sean Dyche keeps doing this. But, credit to the man. He gets his teams playing when they need to play. And, listening to him in an interview saying that, he's been very impressed with the way they've played, even when they've lost this season. They haven't been far away. He's always had that belief. And, I mean, Tottenham Hotspur are all over the place at the minute. You don't know what team's going to turn up. They beat Man City away, and then they go to Burnley and lose 1-0. It's absolutely staggering.
She's frozen in an interesting position there.
She's kind of
a different team from the weekend.
Yeah. I don't get it at all. But
Dyche needs some credit. He's been... I reviewed the Liverpool-Burnley game on World of Sport last week, and Burnley's tactics were absolutely spot on. He's got them. I don't know what he was doing in the first half, but he's definitely doing the right things now, decision-wise.
He is. Well, it's going to be very interesting. Pedro says, evening, ladies and gents. Hope you are all fine and hope Paul is feeling a bit better. I am indeed, mate. Just need to get rid of this fatigue. Oh, no, not Mike Dean, man. Let's hope he's having an off day. But I think we will win very comfortably, so he shouldn't have an issue. This, for me, is the main point of this weekend's game, is the referee. Now, Mike Dean... last time he refereed us was, of course, at Anfield, where his sons are season ticket holders. He lives on the Wirral. I will never understand that decision to give him the match. He was absolutely dreadful that game. Will it be all about him again, Alex? Or do you think, we can just forget who the referee is and concentrate on what we're doing? But then how far does it go before Mike Dean steps in and has to be the centre of attention?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to be careful with him. He doesn't like us, and he is. We all know what he is. And our play style in recent weeks, with the aggression of the midfield, I think we generally allow all three of our midfielders to get yellows on purpose to control the game, which is fine. I don't mind that. Lots of big teams do that. And we've just got to be careful because he's not going to give us that extra foul, the extra chance. To just calm down before he's not going to give us that. It will just go straight in with cards and with big warnings. We've got to make sure that these sort of Shelvey tackles are timed well so he doesn't get a red. Joe Linton's got to stop telling the ref to F off because one of them's just going to give him a red. He's not going to stand for it. He does it every match, and you're not allowed to do that. One of them's just going to get a red out their pocket, and he's going to be gone. I like the passion, but not at the sake of us losing 3 points or points. So we just got to be a bit careful because our play style falls into the hand of the Mike Dean show. So we've just got to make sure Shelvey keeps his head on because he's probably going to be captaining us again. So we can't have him going awry because he needs to be on there to, we just got to be careful.
And the thing is, Mike Dean was very sort of, even at Anfield, when we were singing, and he was sort of making fun back to the Newcastle fans. You just don't do that. You don't do that.
Isn't it? It's just all about him all the time.
It is, and that's what we were singing. It's all about you, and it is all about him. He made some real errors in that Liverpool game. And that was a span of games that we should have had the Ryan Fraser penalty at home. We should have had the Ryan Fraser penalty at Liverpool. There was decisions in that game that were bizarre and just didn't go for us. And had we, I firmly believe that if Mike Dean wasn't refereeing that game, we would have got something at Anfield because we were up for that game. We were playing really well. And when referees make fatal decisions like that and keep going against you, it drags you down. It drags your mood down. It drags the confidence down. And that's what Mike Dean is very, very good at. He's very good at just drilling the morale out of a side by making absolutely awful mistakes. Norvik says, hi all. Did you get your beer? Yes, I did. I did get it, Norvik. I'm just working on the sound of it at the minute because the sound wasn't too great on it. Question for the Stats Master. As a Polish resident now, has there been a Polish player for us? I can't think of any, says Dan. A Polish player for Newcastle?
I
can't think of any off the top of my head.
We were linked with Lewandowski yesterday in some random paper, which made me giggle a little bit. But
yes, hence the word random paper, Alex. That normally sort of follows.
I didn't even bother noting it because it was that ridiculous. So
yeah. Hottiger was Swiss, wasn't he? Now I can't think of a Polish player. Interesting that. I thought we might have had one or two since our Premier League days.
Klich for Leeds is decent. Bednarek for Southampton as centre back. I think
Matty
Derby's
Cash,
got
of course.
The newly. That's interesting. I've had some interesting conversations here about him. That was a bit odd.
The Polish Brummy, which interesting. Trull says Cesare, the great white champion wrestler. Indeed, he is. Still number one great white shark wrestler himself. Tony says Mike Dean can put a downer on Jesus Christ himself. Indeed. Pedro says we owe Brentford a good destroying. Come on the Toon. Evening everyone. Manquillo and Fraser were back training. Yes, interesting that Manquillo's back training. Do you think he's going to make it, Danielle, or do you think it might be a little bit early?
I was hoping he'd be back for Brighton, and that's what I kind of, really think. But I'd love it if he was back on Saturday. Of course I would. It would mean no Craft, wouldn't it? So of course.
Well, that would be a plus point. Now, also on social media, Mr. Bruno Grimaresh has decided to put a very interesting tweet out of a picture of him in training and a pair of emoji eyes. So everyone has jumped on this, and I mentioned it in my earlier video today. Is that his little hint, Alex, that he could be starting the game on Saturday?
I don't know. It doesn't fit with the narrative of every game so far that Eddie Howe keeps his cards very close to his chest.
I'll tell you why. I've heard that he's going to move Joe Linton to the left forward position just for this game, with Maxi missing, to enable Bruno to get into the midfield. Now, I don't know whether that's because Eddie Howe's feeling the heat from Bruno himself or people around the club that we have to get him in the side now because it's been 3 games and, he was our, marquee signing of the window. There's no doubt about that. Now, whether the hierarchy are saying, where is this new signing? Why have we spent so much money on this player and he's not even starting? Because it's a possibility. But I have heard that it could be Joe Linton up front on the left-hand side. Now, we know he's played there a few times, and I think for a one-off game, but does that disrupt the side?
Yeah, it's a funny one because obviously they've got Norgard in the middle who should not be underestimated. He is an absolute monster. He got 13 tackles the other day against Palace. He had a lot against Brentford. He put in a good showing against City recently. The man does it game after game. He's not bad. I'd be surprised if he's not picked up for elsewhere next season. Not sure what he's particularly like on the ball, but he did score as well. I think he scored against Arsenal. So their midfield aren't pushovers, and they play 5 in midfield. So I find it bizarre that we would break up that midfield when we're about to play a 5-man midfield. Well, okay, there's wing backs, but it depends how they push. We could effectively be quite overwhelmed if Joe's out on the left wing waiting to receive a pass. And does that mean Bruno goes in the same place? It could.
Here's a little thought. Here's a little thought. Could he not play a diamond?
I suppose he could.
With who? Where?
Well, Shelby is sitting in front of the back 4.
I think we need your little map. Your little
Joe Linton and Bruno alongside each other, and Willock at the top of the diamond.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we can get the map out later. I've got the team
because
set up.
If Fraser's not going to be fit, if Fraser's got an injury doubt, okay, then we don't want to risk him because we know that Fraser, he can be susceptible for injuries. And yes, he's done really well this season, but if there's a slight doubt about him, I wouldn't play him. I would expect if we go for a diamond, right, and we play 4-4-1. Hang on. 4-4-1. That's only 9, Paul. Shut up.
You got another.
I need another player in there. But whoever it is, right? We've got the 2 fullbacks who are well capable of bombing on as well and helping whoever we play up front. Yeah, so we could play a diamond, and then we could have somebody playing just behind Wood, or just alongside Wood, just to float about the up front in a free role, and then get the.
I mean, Joe's not been bad at that previously. There have been games where he's linked up with Callum Wilson quite well in a deeper role, where he's sort of floating as a shadow striker. He's not. He doesn't get quite the credit people. Well, he doesn't have the credit he deserves in that kind of shadow striker role. Granted, he wasn't scoring in it, but he did do some really nice link-up play with Wilson at times. He is capable of that. It's an interesting shout, definitely, and because of the Bruno rumor. Eddie Howe has stated previously this is not the formation he wants to play long term, and this is not the way he wants to play long term. We don't know exactly what his vision is, but this could be a slightly easier game. Maybe he's going to go for a formation change because of injuries. Maybe.
I think as well when it comes to Bruno, we need to get him into the team really and get him some match time because we've got that congested couple of weeks of fixtures where we're going to have to rotate the players because they're not going to be able to play as many games in so many days. So
we don't just want to throw them straight in the deep end.
Yeah,
I'm just nervous about
that's an interesting point as well, I think.
Because I feel like if we beat Brentford, we stay up. 100%. I feel like this pushes us.
Alex, don't get excited. Don't. It's too much for a Thursday night, all this excitement.
I mean, a win would mean we only need 10 points.
Yeah.
So a win against Brentford pretty much seals it. So I don't want to. I'm just nervous with the tinkering, but it might be needed. So as we said.
2 o'clock on Saturday, we'll tell. Terry Gorman, thank you for becoming a new member of the Toon Review. Welcome to the family, my friend. Thank you very much. guys, just refrain from putting about, countries and all this. We're not here to talk about politics, to be honest. We're not a politics show. I hope you're getting better, Paul, says Darren. Yes, I am. I'm certainly feeling better today. Bruno to get a full 90 this week for sure. Hi, Paul. Hopefully you and your family are getting better, but all the best. Thank you very much. It's just my little girl now needs pulling out the COVID, and Susan as well, and then we're home and dry. My heart goes out to everyone caught up in the fracas in the Ukraine. Can't believe it's happening. So hopefully everyone will settle soon for them. We all wish them all the best.
Sending love.
Luke, we're not going to talk about that. Bring on the bees on Saturday, though. Up the Toon, indeed. Good evening, guys, and you beautiful bald bastards, says Liam. Bruno will get 45 at the most. He might actually start. He is one of the best physiotherapists in the world. I don't think ASM is doing anything wrong. Look, he may prefer to go to France for the treatment because he feels he'll get the best treatment in France. And as long as everything's done above board and he's not pissing anybody off, fine, do it. Get yourself using it. I mean, we know Newcastle United's facilities aren't exactly A1 at the minute anyway. No. It used to be a case of, right, get yourself some hydrotherapy. It was like sitting in a paddling pool with a bubbling machine. So you've got to...
with somebody with a straw.
Yeah,
blowing bubbles.
Just blowing bubbles. Or somebody sitting on the other side of the pool farting a lot after a curry.
We just brought in a new physio, didn't we, as well? So
yeah. But I think, we need to just realise that we haven't got the best facilities there at the minute. That is obviously going to improve very much over the next few years. But now, all the best facilities for our players are definitely abroad. And if that gets Maxi fitter quicker, then all the best for it. I'd rather him got himself fit and instead of coming back too early and doing a Maxi basically.
I mean, it's reverse for the big teams, isn't it? A lot when a lot of the big players get injured on international duty, they go back to their club because they got better facilities. So hopefully in the future we're in that situation where they want to come back to
us,
to recover because we've got the facilities. That would be nice.
Yeah. Matthew says, Alex, have you got any stats on Brentford? Well, the biggest stat of all is they've lost 8 out of 9. I mean, they are in free fall at the minute, Alex. But really, I mean, Brentford, they had a wonderful start. And I think that with Brentford, for me, the start they had was indicative of a lot of teams who get promoted. They have fantastic starts because the energy is up. Everybody is ready to play. Everybody is given 110%. But as the season drags on, and it becomes a lot more difficult for these teams who've just been promoted, not with the biggest squads in the world. And suddenly that motivation after a couple of defeats starts going down a little bit, which is clearly what's happened to Brentford, Alex.
Yeah. I mean, they remind me of Norwich in their first... in their recent stint a few years ago when they came in and Pookie started scoring every game and they looked really good and then it just fell to bits. It seems a little bit like that. They've had injuries. They don't have any quality and depth whatsoever. Yeah. They lose Norgard and Tony and it looks like a championship team across the entire pitch. It really does. I mean that's harsh. A few like Pinnock's been very, very good recently. They do have a few decent players. They're not a bad side, but the quality is shown in a lot of their recent games and against some poor teams as well. A poor Everton, Palace are okay, but they're not setting the world alight. And Brentford look quite poor against some other poor or average teams. They just don't look good. And Tony's out. We don't know if he's going to be. I'm not 100% sure if he's available, but
funny that he hasn't had much to do on the pitch since he. Said those things on social media since he was caught with that lady. Chippers, thanks very much for the £10 super chat, matey. Very kind of you. Can't believe John said you would be Claude in 10 years' time. 2-1-2 on Saturday. I'll be speaking to John about that. Don't worry. In the court of law. Well, he was trying to take the mickey saying that I'll end up like Claude in 10 years' time, which I don't. John said some very weird stuff lately. I mean,
strange.
Claude's passed away, bless him. And he also said on the show tonight that he had a somebody came on and said something that they were washing the dishes and watching the show, and he says, "Well, why isn't your wife washing the dishes?" which I found unbelievable. And then he spent the next 20 minutes digging himself out of the hole he dug. So, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Interesting. Toon Dave, thanks for the £5 super chat, matey. Wheelie bin in Benton or trip to France for Maxi? I wonder why he chose Monaco. Yeah, interesting in sitting in a little ice bath of plastic. Totally right to go to Monaco, to be honest. John says a draw will do, but I think we will win at Brentford. Imagine saying that 5 months ago. The big right hand says, evening all, looking forward to the weekend. 2-1 the Toon. Who's your bottom three? Well, I mean, my ideal bottom three would be Norwich.
You know what you're going to say straight away?
Norwich, Watford, and
Everton.
the Scouse Mackham bastards. I really do hope that Everton go down because, as I say, I will be doing cartwheels, helicopters in Eldon Square. Honestly, I will just be over the bloody moon if Everton go down. You know what? I will drink from anyone's fountain. I don't know what I mean by that, but you know what it is? I would celebrate. Big style if Everton go down. Alex, how about yourself? You're looking a bit confused there.
I'm just double checking their fixtures. Yeah,
so
I would celebrate.
Running. I know that much.
I don't think it's far fetched. I think it's very possible. I think you might have your dreams come true because they got City, and they've got to play Boreham Wood. So they've still got cup games, and so City, Tottenham, Wolves, and then us in the league. Mm-hmm. And then if they've messed up there, then they've got Watford in another relegation battle. They got hard games. They got really hard games.
Yeah.
It depends. We'll have to see what it looks like after the next 2 or 3 for Everton, because that'll start to see whether they've sorted it out or whether they're in the. But
well, I find it hilarious.
Yeah.
Danielle, how about you?
It's got to be Norwich and Watford, obviously, and third place. I'm not that bothered. As long as it's not us. Whatever.
I mean, Leeds ain't doing much better either.
Obviously, I'd like to say Everton because they're all like rats, aren't they? Well, the ones that were at St James's Park were that day. I just don't like the club.
Skip rats. Anyway, Pedro says yes.
Jesus.
Yes, Scouse Mackham. Oh, if I ever bump into that twat, I tell you. Yes, I agree. I don't think St. Maximan is on board with a forward plan for Newcastle. I don't think he will be there in 2 years' time. We talk about the Mike Dean show. I personally think the Maxi show, says Pedro.
I wouldn't go that far. I just think maybe it's not for him. Maybe he feels like it's not for him. Maybe
well,
it's not
I mean, listen.
I don't know.
That's the opposite of the argument, I guess, with Newcastle fans. You know, you've got half of them on, you know, Maxi's a god, and then half of them think he's a lazy git. But, you know,
and you know
fair
what?
players will always do that, though, Danielle.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he's bad for us at all. You know, when he's on point, he's amazing. He's absolutely fantastic. I just think there's something not right there. But you know, we're rebuilding as well. We're going to be bringing other players in.
Exactly.
So I'm not overly concerned. What will be, will be. I think let's just concentrate on what we've got coming up and let the rest take care of themselves.
Definitely. George T, who sits in front of me at the football. Good evening. Looking forward to the Brentford game. Thanks for the £5 super chat, George. I hope you're feeling a bit better because I know you missed the last home game with your legs playing up again. Richard says we scored 3 against Brentford when we were crap. So with a way better defence, we should have no problems getting a win on Saturday.
Hopefully.
Yep. Tony says well said, Alex. Ash says I could see Big Joe getting a goal or two. You think he's due one, don't you, Danielle? You think
I do. I'm going again. I'm going again this weekend with him. Honestly, I do.
Well, don't give it away yet, but I have a feeling I know who your goal scorer is going to be. Stephen says kick them when they're down. Luke says I wouldn't have sacked Brentford manager and definitely wouldn't have got Mark Hughes. Yeah, Mark Hughes at Bradford. I never thought. It's interesting. Very strange appointment, but good luck to him. Good luck to him. And you know, he could have said no, but he's took a League 2 job on, which is you've got to say well done for taking that on. Andrew says Bielsa the myth, indeed. We've gone through that. Mike says injuries can be the reason our season form unravels. It's worrying that the fixtures become so congested. Also, depth in areas are a concern. Listen, you know, I mean, without putting a dampener on it, Mike, I think every team suffers injuries, and that's what we've got to deal with now. We've got, you know, we've brought additions into the squad in the winter transfer window, you know, in positions that we needed to cover. Yes, everybody can say, well, we didn't get that vital position of a striker, but look, we've got what we have now till the end of the season, and we have to back the lads 120%.
Yeah.
But given the performance at West Ham, Alex, I'm a lot more confident now of staying up because of the way Eddie Howe's got us playing. We're unbeaten in 6 as well. It's not just, a win in 3 games. We're unbeaten now in 6 games.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, for context, the last time we played Brentford, we had 20 shots and we had more possession. And we're a lot better than the last time we played Brentford. We're a lot better defensively, as we showed against West Ham. So if you look at our West Ham performance compared to our previous Brentford performance, there's no way we're going to be as defensively leaky. Even if somebody makes a mistake, fair enough, it happens. But there's no way we're going to be so defensively leaky as last time. It's not going to be that bad, even if somebody makes a mistake. So all we've just got to do is make sure we outscore them. That's the only concern, is if Fraser's injured and Maxi's not fit, we've got what, Murphy Almer on, or he's going to go to a diamond thing. That's the only concern. But with like we showed against West Ham, I think we're more than capable. If we dominate the game enough, as crap as our lads are at shooting, I think if we put 20, 30 shots up past them, we'll score some of them. Some of them have got to go in, haven't they? So we've just got to do more of the same.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Well said.
Definitely. Guys, if you are enjoying the show tonight, please don't forget to hit the like button for us. If you are new to the channel and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. On the way to 10,000, we needed about 700 odd more, but we're on the way. So if you know of anybody who would enjoy watching the channel, Newcastle fans alike, friends and family, please do share the channel with them. And you can also become a member of the Toon Review if you hit the join button just under the video. The link to that is also in the description below. You can donate to the channel tonight if you wish, like some people already have, by hitting the $sign at the bottom of the live comments, and that will take you through that way. So thank you in advance for that. And a massive shout out to the sponsors, Geordie Riffs, professional guitar repairs and servicing here based in the Northeast, offering 10% off your first guitar setup, 10% off your first repair, and your first guitar lesson completely free of charge. Just mention the Toon Review. So any guitar issues you have, give Graham and Natalie a shout. Their website is linked below in the description, and you can also find them on Facebook and Twitter as well. Ginger says, Paul, question on the Ashworth deal now. Now we're being told he's the new chief executive coming up, but that means he's not a new director of football, as chief executive runs the commercial side of things. I would hang on, Ginger, and wait until Newcastle United formally announce it and we find out exactly what his job is going to be, because I have a feeling that it will be director of football more than chief exec, but we will see when he comes in. I think either way, either way, he's going to be the main man to work alongside Eddie Howe. They're not going to bring Dan Ashworth in and then another director of football. It's too many chefs and pies and whatever the quotation is, well, help us out, guys. What is it? Too many chefs spoil the pie or whatever? Something like that. Yeah. So
I was just thinking about pies there for a minute.
I was thinking about pies. I was like, there's a pie one? Yeah, it's the kitchen thing.
Too many
cooks in the kitchen.
Listen, there's too many pies, right? So we'll just wait and see when Dan Ashworth's interviewed, right? And we'll see what happens with that. I've got to fancy a pie now. Should we worry about Burnley's form? After all, it looks like we've got the edge on Everton, Leeds, and Brentford. Look, I've seen a lot of people saying, Burnley this, Burnley that. It's in our hands, guys, what we do at the end of the day. It is in Newcastle United's hands. If we win plenty games, we will avoid relegation. I really don't care about the other teams. They've got to work their asses off to get out of relegation, right? There's no doubt about that. So have we. But at the minute, all I care about is Newcastle United. And if we get enough wins, which I think we will, I think we'll be comfortable by the end of the season.
We've still got to play them the final game.
And we've still got to play them on the last day of the season. I do not want it to come down to that, Alex.
No.
Because, I will be, I'll be touching cloth for 90 minutes.
That's the issue with these teams like Norwich and Burnley picking up points. The problem with that is this whole prediction of 34, 36 is going to be the end finishing points. Yeah. If they all keep winning, it's going to skew that and change it.
It's going to go up, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've just got to keep watching it week to week and see what happens, really.
Yeah. I don't even want to think about that last game and having to get something from that, because the amount of boxer shorts I will have to go through in 90 minutes doesn't bear thinking about. In fact, I would just probably buy a commode and do the commentary and just let it flow. But, you know, I do not want it to come to that. I couldn't. And
To be
I
fair,
don't
though,
think
you
all
called
Newcastle
it.
fans could. Sorry?
You called it at Christmas time, if you remember. You said this is going to be tight going into this the second half of the season.
Yeah, but that's
And
when we were shit.
Yeah, but you are right, though.
You got to remember that there's probably 4 or 5 games at the end of the season where we'll have everybody fit again,
Of course,
Yeah.
we will.
which will be good. So we go into those tough
What a
fixtures with
time
Wilson,
to be
Trippier.
alive.
That'll be a really good test. See if we can punch with the big boys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which we can. Mark says, I'm also surprised Bielsa is still there. The fans love him, but his results lately have been awful. Fans will turn on him soon. I think it will be close, but we will edge it, says Dominic. On a very positive note, he should not be named as doing a fantastic job at West Brom. He is. World-class job.
Bruce Ball.
This time last year, letting ASM go was not an option. This year, how many would question it? Don't want it to happen, but we have to back the bigger picture. I don't think anybody's talking about him leaving. I think, we'll just
see what happens, won't we?
Yeah.
We can't control it either way, so.
Kenneth says, sorry, Paul, but are Everton not a northern thing? No.
Move
Everton
on.
not in the bloody north. Since when's Liverpool in the north? Jesus Christ, it's northwest. This is the north. Here, where icicles grow on your nipples in the winter. Jesus Christ. Come on. Kenneth, no caps, mate. Fair enough. Spurs were shocking, one of the worst performances this season, and I've watched Bruce Ball, says Mark. Matthew says we just need to keep our form. I hate rely on other teams. Well, exactly. That's why we just need to concentrate on ourselves.
Exactly.
Rowan says morning in Australia. It is certainly is. Good morning out there, or g'day.
Oh.
Andrew says we can render Mike Dean obsolete when we bang 7 goals in. Yeah, can you imagine his face? He'll not be very happy about that.
I agree. That's what I want us
Susan
to
is
do.
in the house.
I want us to go up like
bless you.
2-3-0 at half time, so we don't have to care about Mike Dean. That's
Same.
Yeah. YT says, hasn't Mike Dean got COVID though? Well, if he hasn't, I'd gladly lick his face and give him it. Mankio is back from what I read. He's in training, definitely. Michael says, think we may have helped Burnley taking Wood, allowed them to go and get a new signing. He perhaps has given them a new signing lift.
Well,
he has looked a bit better, Vigor, since he looked atrocious on his debut, but he has improved. Melissa's in the house. Hope you have a good day, Melissa. Mike Dean is the modern day David Ellery, says Shane.
Oh,
Christ.
God, remember him.
Jesus. David Ellery. There's a black.
Remember how Uriah Rennie? He was worse. Oh.
Yeah, God. Listen, we've had a few down the years. We've had a few. The only referee that I ever thought was decent was the Italian one. Collina, was it?
Yeah, bless him.
Listen, he would scare the devil. If he had a stare off with the devil, he would scare the devil. I think
he's head of referees the whole thing, isn't he now?
Yeah, and so he should be. But I mean, would you argue with him? Because every time you'd argue back, his eyes would grow even bigger. It'd be like, Jesus Christ, until they were the size of the moon staring at you. No, thank you. The moon. He's not even been confirmed yet, but it will be his technical director or director of football. I'm not sure what source you were using to say he's chief exec. No, I don't think he's coming in as chief exec. Like I said, I think he'll be director of football or technical director, one of the two. Mike Dean is a monumental bell end. Indeed, he is. And I told him that lots of times. I told him at Anfield very, very... In fact, I thought he looked at me once and told me to fuck off, but...
How rude.
I know, disgraceful. I honestly hate Mike Dean, says Matthew. First tackle, Shelby will get a yellow. That's the thing about Mike Dean, is that he will be looking, for players like Shelby, Joe Linton, he'll want to be in their faces just to be the main man. I mean, it's the way he referees. He likes to get in there. He likes to be the forefront of attention, and he likes to give people shit.
He does. He loves it. It's all, like everything. You just, like some referees that we get, they're just kind of like when Joe Linton's kicking off, Alex, like you were saying earlier, they just like turn a blind eye to it. Mike Dean would be all over that. He loves getting the cards out. He
turns around, doesn't he?
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, when he hears the comments, he turns around and he replies, and he
Mm-hmm.
he's
He
a weird one.
engages. Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Paul, have you not seen Newcastle have 3 midfield targets already? So where does that leave Big Joe and Shelby? Where are you getting this from, Ginger?
Probably got 33, to be honest.
Yeah,
exactly.
a bit more than 3.
We're gonna have so many targets, Ginger, in the summer. It's not just 3. And listen, yes, players like Big Joe and John Joe Shelby, are they going to be here in 5-6 years' time? I doubt it very much. If we're wanting to win league title, who says that Joe Linton's not going to be part of it though? Maybe Shelby isn't. I mean, Shelby wouldn't be. He'd be too old anyway. But listen, we'll just have to wait and see. That's what the excitement is, though, Ginger, is seeing where this team and squad go now.
It. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, we're already seeing that all these players coming in have created a bounce among the team at the minute where we start to play really well. Long may that to continue, And I think some players know that their futures aren't going to be at the club, but while they're here, they are doing everything they can, and that's all we've asked for years and years. Cesare says, please keep discussions respectful. Disagreements are fine, but keep it friendly. Indeed, I don't want any crap going on. 2 games in hand on Brentford. They've suddenly lost all confidence. That's the thing with teams up from the Championship, isn't it? Unknown quantity before Christmas, and after, they're sussed. Well said, Kath, because I think that's the thing, Alex, they have been sussed a little bit.
Yeah, it's the same stuff. It's the 2 wide forwards, 5 in midfield with the wing backs. They were very like they did against us. They were very direct. And to be fair to them, I know we were very poor at that point, but they were very clean with their passing phases. Their dribbling and passes were so quick and clean in their direct play, and that's why they got their 3 goals. It was good movement from them. Granted, our offside trap, which shouldn't be a problem, hopefully this time, but they weren't too bad. But now people have sussed that out. That's the only threat, because they don't seem to be able to cut teams apart in any other way at all. I mean, they got 1 back against Everton in the FA Cup game from exactly that type of play from Tony, but they just can't. People know it's the only way they're going to go. The difference with us is everybody knows how we're going to try and score, but with people like Maxi, they just can't stop it. Whereas the way Brentford play, it is stoppable. You can stifle, you can plan for it, you can change your system, and they just can't score at all. They're conceding close to a couple of goals a game now, and they're averaging 1 goal scored. So they're losing every match on average 2-1, kind of about now. So they've just been. Yeah, the comment was absolutely right. They did well up until Christmas. And the style and the tactic is quite. You can plan for it, and it shows, because they're really struggling. They're struggling against everybody. Yeah.
Now the interesting thing is, Danielle, they need a bounce, right? They need something to give them a kickstart. Do they start Christian Eriksen on Saturday?
They probably will. And good on him. It's lovely to see him back. At one point in the summer, I didn't think we would ever. Good on him. But I don't think, even with Christian Eriksen, I don't think they'll have enough to get through, especially people like Dan Burn. Sorry, go on, Paul.
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, I don't think they've got enough anyway, but of course they'll play him. Of course they will, and in order it gives the team a boost, I still don't think it'll be enough to get the points off us.
Yeah, I agree. Dan says, who's your choice of unsung hero of the season so far? I have to say Big Joe, but a close John Joe second. Listen, there's a lot of names, but we'll leave that at the end of the season. We'll do some Toon Review awards at the end of the season, which should be good laugh as well. Going from obviously that won't be just for the players as well. We'll be doing some daft ones on some fellow podcasters, which should be funny as well. So we'll see what the reward those awards are at the end of the season. Sorry?
I better win an award, and Alex,
you might not want to. You might not want to win one. I don't know. He said that with a funny voice. There might not be good awards.
A funny voice? What do you mean a funny voice?
Well, there were vibes of Sinclair Awards in that tone. I'm scared.
Well, I think there's only one person that could win his own awards, really, isn't it? And that's the man himself, to be fair. Matthew says, I think Fraser will be fit if he was training yesterday, so hopefully nothing to worry about. I hope ASM being fit. He won't be fit. ASM won't be playing. Just give Shelby a rest. He deserves one. We can't afford to rest players at the minute, though.
Nah.
And what you're going to say to John Joe? Oh, by the way, John Joe, you've been playing fantastically well. Have a seat on the bench. You know, he doesn't want to be on the bench at his stage of his career, and the fact that he's now found this newfound fitness. He doesn't need to be on the bench. He just doesn't.
He doesn't, and I don't think he will be.
Exactly. 3-5-1-1. That's a bit too many players.
Oh,
Unless my maths is out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I stand corrected. I've had a Sinclair there. Bloody hell. Brian says, I think we'll need 36 points to stay up, Alex. Bradley says, with you, Danielle, we need to start getting Bruno in there.
Mm-hmm.
You think if we win this, they ramp up their transfers for the summer? Listen, I think we're going to ramp up the transfers.
Yeah, but
we're going to ramp it up anyway.
Yeah, I agree with the 36 points one as well. I thought 34, but nobody was expecting Burnley, Norwich and Watford to start winning a lot of games. It's confused everybody. Yeah, love to see.
Yep. I hope Murphy doesn't start. Let Bruno play his position. Look, Bruno can't play forward left. I wish, guys, we need to be a bit sensible about this and realize, we can't just throw Bruno into any position just to get him on the pitch. It's not fair on the players that are in there at the minute. And it's certainly not fair on Bruno to say, oh, by the way, you're a defensive midfielder, Bruno, but how about you go and play in a front three? I mean, Jesus Christ, let's be reasonable here. I thought Murphy did all right at West Ham. He was quiet first half an hour, but then he started to make some really good runs, taking players on, got to the byline. There was excellent work with Matt Target to get the cross in for our goal. So let's not beat up Murphy too much either. The players that have come in have done a really, really good job, and we shouldn't be hammering them. I just think, yes, Bruno will eventually start and be a mainstay of the team, and the team will be built around him. I've no doubt about that. But at the minute, let's just see what happens. Terry says, hope it's right about Bruno, guys getting pissed. Plus any future potential Toon targets might think, go there and be grounded. No, I saw somebody make a tweet earlier on saying, in fact, it was a ridiculous tweet. Somebody said that nobody's going to come to Newcastle in the summer because they're going to see what's happened to Bruno. What's happened to Bruno?
Get a grip.
It's
honestly.
3 games in.
Settle.
3 games he's played. Well, he's been on the bench. Let's just calm down.
So what if Chris Wood scores in the final 3 games of the season? Does that mean that the new striker in the summer is not going to play because Chris Wood deserves to stay in the team?
Yeah, exactly. Not. Yeah, madness. Tyneside live video was really interesting about the new stadium, especially the bit about the Rubens have been planning. Listen, I'm not even bothering with new stadiums. It's not going to happen for a lot of years. Listen,
I don't think I'm quite ready for it. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I'm ready to accept the fact that we won't be at St. James's. And if that does happen, what's going to happen to St. James's as it is now? Like, I don't want anything to happen to it. We've got so many memories there, and I just don't know.
Look, I wouldn't, I think people are putting videos out there talking about new stadiums, fair enough, but it's not going to happen for a good long time. We need to be winning things before we even think about moving stadiums, as far as I'm concerned. I think that's more priority for the owners. Did Big Al not go to America when he had a bad knee injury? He did. Dr. What was it? Stedman, I think his name was, Dr. Stedman. He was a renowned knee surgeon in America. I think he's still scalping people up at the minute, so I think he's still going. Sounds lovely, didn't it? Craig says, ordered a Toon top 3 weeks ago, and they've emailed me after I've complained, saying it'll be delivered by next week. Has anyone else had this problem? Promises help Bruno by the time it comes.
I've seen a lot on social media about people having the same thing. With the recent kind of offers at the club and stuff. I think they've not anticipated the volumes of orders that they've received, and therefore there's a delay, I think, in kind of things being processed. You should get your delivery charge back though if you
Damn right, damn right. But listen, I mean, again, Castore, I'm not so sure. I just don't. I've had my say on Castore and the fitness and stuff like that, But
I agree with you.
I don't want to buy a Newcastle shirt and look like a women's volleyball player. That's all I'm saying. Brentford's next 3 games are massive to them, as their final 9 games are horrendous. Indeed, they are. Is Ericsson playing on Saturday? Stato?
Well, a lot of people seem to think he's going to at least make an appearance. Most, what's the right word here? Most people in the know typically are all saying that they think he's probably going to start on the bench and come on, depending on what the game's like. And then there's a few less reliable people just saying, "Oh, he's just going to start straight away." So I would. I mean, he might start, but it would be very strange. He's played 3 games for the under-23s, and it is a big. It's not just about him starting; it's about PR as well, because of what happened to him. They have to treat it very, very carefully, one step at a time. Maybe I think he'll definitely be on the pitch at some point, whether it's on the bench or starting.
Cheers, Terry. Fine on the time is all mine. I forgot about that. I'll have to pay that tomorrow. Toon blog says, question, is Almiron gone in the summer?
Probably.
Personally, I think he will be. I don't think he's part of the plans for next season. I don't think he's good enough, to be honest.
I mean, his agent keeps continuously linking and speaking, doesn't he? So,
well, because he'll be thinking, my player is going to move in the summer. I need to get him a very good move so I can get lots of millions of pounds into my bank account.
But he's been talking before we had the takeover, hasn't he? Like we don't hear anything about Murphy and Murphy's agent. That's all we don't. That's just all quiet. Whereas Almiron's agent is constantly linking him to La Liga in Spain. So,
which I think that's where he'll end up. Hi, Paul, Danielle, and Alex. Just managed to tune in now. Agree with Paul. Would love to wave goodbye to Everton. Paul thought you were gonna go naked in Phoenix window. Who knows? Pickfordosaurus in the Championship. That would be funny. But here's a thought, right? Can you imagine Everton go down and we go for a new goalkeeper?
I don't know what you're trying to insinuate, Paul.
No, I'd want the end of that sentence before I say anything.
Yeah.
Right, have a think about it. Everton go to the Championship, right?
Yeah.
England's number 1 goalkeeper will not want to play in the Championship. Newcastle going for another goalkeeper. Can you imagine?
No, thank you.
Holy shit.
I think that's his level now.
Alex?
I don't know what the question is. I hope it's not should we go for him as a joke?
No, I'm not saying should we. Damn no. But I'm saying, could you imagine if Newcastle United decided to go in for Pickford, given that he's England number 1 goalkeeper?
Absolutely not.
And he won't want to play in the Championship?
Absolutely not. I'm not even entertaining that thought. Absolutely not. I don't want him anywhere near us.
No.
But his attitude, not just. I mean, fair enough. I know Sunderland fans don't like Newcastle, but that's by the by. It's his attitude on the pitch to us every time we play. He is. I mean, he's just a disgrace. His attitude has single-handedly lost his team games, and he's just an angry man. Not a professional at all.
No, he's not. ASM thinks Bruno has taken his crown.
What?
Yeah. Love these shows, guys and girls. Hit the thumbs up. Plenty watching. Thanks, buddy. A Wood masterclass is incoming. Alex, tell me how Wood is going to put on a masterclass against Brentford.
Probably by occupying defenders, as he's been doing recently. I mean, it's difficult to say because I don't know what shape or players we're going to field. It's a tough one. If he's got a chance against anybody, it's Brentford. I feel like it's going to be a lot easier for him compared to what he had to deal with on when did we play West Ham? Saturday. Obviously, Zuma and Dawson were a lot harder to deal with in the air with Souček compared to what he's going to have to do against Brentford. So he should have a better time. And I'd like to think that, they're not stupid. They're all pro footballers. We've got professional coaches. They will have sat there and said, look, Chris Wood, you're not in the right positions. You're not winning ground duels. You're not getting shots off. Because yeah, it would be weird if he doesn't improve slightly. He's got to, because they will have trained this week on how he can get a better performance. So I am expecting a better performance from him, definitely.
George wants to know what's on my T-shirt. It's just a camper van, just one of those old-fashioned camper
I like
vans,
that
George.
one. It's nice.
I bet he thought it was like take your face for a shite or something like that. Everton have never been relegated from the Premier League to date. There's always a first time. St. Maximan has single-handedly got us through some games in recent months. He is unbelievable, says Christopher.
I agree.
You believe you think he's unbelievable, Alex?
I do. In the team, if you imagine how poor we were.
Well, yeah, obviously we stand out for that.
Like people like Rafinha.
But then again, the fixtures were give him the ball and let him run. That's all Steve Bruce said, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, for sure. But there's people of similar quality in the league that are getting 8 or 9 goal contributions. With like Rafinha, when at the start of the season, obviously Leeds weren't too ravaged with injuries, and he's matching a lot of good players, and we had such a poor team in the first half. We lost Paul.
No, we haven't. I'm just yawning. Sorry.
No, the fact that he's matching some of these quality players' goal contributions, and how bad we were for 6 months.
Yeah,
he is a cracking player.
Yawns are spreading, Danielle. They're spreading. Will Conte get sacked at Tottenham if they lose to Leeds? Look, I think if anyone loses to Leeds, he deserves
he's
to be
not
sacked
fancying it, is he? Did you see his interview?
Yeah. Listen, I thought that was always going to go wrong. Somebody like Conte, who is ambitious, who wants to win things, going to work with Daniel Levy, it is a big no-no. Let's face it, a lot of people said that at the time.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, a lot of people said it wasn't going to work. The Championship fans are in the fancy dress shops in their masses for the dinosaurs costumes next season. Jason says, "Who cares about Conte?" Fair enough. I'm loving Trips taking the piss out of the Mackhams on his Instagram. Yeah, that was
loved it.
Everton have never been relegated from the Premier League, so it would be funny if they ended up in the Championship, especially with the big club demand success attitude their supporters have.
The spray paint will be out, won't it?
It'll be all over. It'll be all over the skips, all over them. The skips, all the windows will be put out in the skips, and all the rats will be running for the boats to get out of there. Oh, it'll be hell on.
That mural that they spray painted on that street's not going to look very good, is it, anymore?
Exactly. Yeah. Right, have you got any flashy graphics to give us tonight, Alex?
I do have one.
Okay.
So if I do a quick screen share. So are you able to see the pitch?
Yep. Yes.
If I zoom in a tad. There we go. So we've got... I messed about a little bit when you were mentioning the diamond. It confused me. I was trying to figure out what I was doing with my life there. Trying to figure out the shape. So this is what we're expecting to play potentially with no ASM. If he's going to keep the same thing, if Fraser's fit, it'll be another 4-3-3. This is how Brentford line up. Ignore the numbers on the Brentford players. I don't care about their numbers because it's their names that are important.
Indeed.
So in a 3-5-2 with Tony potentially out, we need to double check that, but he was a doubt, I believe. Mbuemo, if I'm saying that right, and Visser have both got 3 goals each this season, so 6 total in their front line. They're not too bad. They're very sort of high pressy players on the counter attack. Norgard, again, this is their beast. He is an absolute monster in midfield in terms of tackles and duels. Consistently, like he's putting up Joe Linton numbers, sometimes better than Joe Linton numbers in regards to tackles and interceptions. So
that's until he comes up against Joe Linton, Alex, of course.
Well, this is why Joe Linton to the left wing confuses me, because I really think that Joe is going to be tasked with destroy this man here. I don't think he's going to go out on the left wing purely because that is going to be the job, is to make sure he doesn't dictate and stop our flow. Their wing backs are interesting. They do have this Rasmussen guy who sometimes comes on as a fullback who has been awful, so bad. I think he plays that side. And I think
Why every time do I hear his name, do I hear Razmataz? I just want to do me jazz hands every time I hear his name.
And now that's all I'll hear every time I hear his name.
But their quality seems to come from these two have been very good in recent weeks. Pinnock's been very, very good. So it just depends. With our shape, as we've seen in recent weeks, when we attack, we typically focus left side because of Maxi. So Aya's going to have the tough game. We're not really going to be going over this side too much unless it's appropriate to do a switch.
Well, I was going to ask you that, Alex, because obviously we spoke about Aya in a show last week. Given that when we watched him at Arsenal, and he just looked so slow. Is it that we target that left-hand side a bit more?
I mean,
well, their right-hand side, our left, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, this would be a great game for Trippier because that lovely. If we bring the ball over here and craft this Trippier and we switch, then what you're explaining works perfectly. Obviously, we don't, and we haven't been doing the long ball because Kraft isn't Trippier. So yeah, he is definitely exploitable. But you mentioned pace. We haven't really got it on that side unless Murphy and Target do some pretty overlaps and play well, which hopefully they do. But we've not quite got the tools if Maxi's not available. I think if Maxi was playing, he would absolutely destroy these two at the back. It's a big shame because I think with Maxi fit, we win this 3-4-0, definitely. Whereas without Maxi, we're just going to have to graft. I
mean, the thing is with Aya, right? He runs like he's got like 20 beavers down his pants, and all of them have got the big buck teeth drilled into the ground, and he's trying to run while they're ploughing the field behind him. He can't get going. He just looked so slow when he tried to run, and it's like he's got big beaver teeth sticking in the floor, and he cannot move.
I mean, there's a reason they play a back three is because of things you're describing. Because they can't. I can't imagine any of these. Can you imagine it? Well, not beavers, no. I mean, they could do with some reinforcements. Maybe they need to ask him. But I mean,
what about the diamond? How does that look? If he did go for a diamond?
So what did you want with a diamond? Who are we swapping? Are we taking?
Well, there's the question.
Who's off for Bruno?
Well, hang on a minute. Let's put the diamond in.
I mean, well, there's a little diamond, but I mean, what you dropping Fraser or? I'm not sure how you're wanting this to work. Are you wanting two either side of the diamond, and then are we wanting that? Because you said somebody to float around with Wood, right? So Fraser floats around with Wood, or Murphy floats around with Wood as kind of a shadow. I'm going to go
start if Fraser's fit, then I'd start with him and say to Fraser, look, you've got a free roll around there. Just hover around their back three. Cause them a nuisance. And I'm not. I would move Willock to where Bruno is.
Oh, you want him at the peak? Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think Willock at the head of the diamond, and then Willock and Fraser can cause a bit of trouble just behind Chris Wood.
So for context, every time Bruno's come on, he's always come on the left side. Even though he's been subbed for Willock, he always ends up on that left side because it's where he played for Lyon. I'm not exactly sure why, to be honest. I don't know why he wouldn't be able to play on the right side, but I've never seen him used on that right side.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
I think he'd play anywhere. He can play anywhere.
But that's pretty much it. There's not too much to explain. We don't have the big tactics that we had in recent weeks because we've lost Trippier, we've not got ASM, so there's not as much to explain. It's simply, can we beat this jammed area that they are going to cram this? So it's going to be a big fight in this midfield, definitely. And Murphy and Fraser, can they do enough? If Fraser's fit, that would be lovely if he is. Because again, if Fraser's not fit, is he going to go Almiron? I mean, this is how much I care. I've not even written Almiron on as a sub player because I don't see that happening. It would be very strange if he plays Murphy, Almiron either side. If you bring Bruno,
you've got Paul Dummett's number wrong as well.
I haven't done any of those of the sub players. Where's
that's
Fraser
a disgrace. Hey,
so
if disgrace there, boy.
If Fraser suddenly becomes Almiron, this is what the game looks like, and I don't know if I like that.
No,
that doesn't look very offensive to me.
It's interesting to see what he'll do. But I have a feeling he'll go with the same formation, to be honest. I don't think there's going to be a big difference. Evening, guys. Another amazing show. Got to say, there's a few doing the YouTube channels on the Toon, but got to say this is my favourite. What with Paul and his funny outbursts, Danielle when she stands her ground, and Alex with the stats. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Geordie says Bruce is doing a cracking job at West Brom. He's on a one-man mission to get them out of the Championship and into League One. Yeah.
He's already got his pals saying what horrible situation he's in at West Brom and that.
Oh, I know. He's playing
the blah blah.
Yeah, he's playing the old violin already because he's the biggest fraud in the world of football. He is just. I've said my piece about it.
Yes.
Can I say, for no other reason than I just want to, Dave H, we miss you. Look how well the channel and family are doing. Exactly. We will continue to make him proud every single day. Move Willock into Fraser's place, which would allow Bruno in his place. Why are we dropping Fraser, though, if he's fit? I'm not sure. I hope the COVID is easing now for the family, and you, Susan, and the children are okay. Rightly said, NUFC supporters are like family, and we always will be. Indeed. Thank you very much, Ratchet, for that. Dan Ashworth will be a huge appointment. Indeed, he will. There's no doubt, absolutely no doubt about it. That's the one I was looking for. Too many cooks spoil the broth. You see, I don't know why pies. I don't know why I thought of pies, but then again, I don't know why I say half the things I do most of the time.
Before anybody pulls me up on it as well, I do realise I didn't put Manquillo in that graphic. So if he's fit, obviously he would replace Kraft, and then we do look a bit more offensive down that right side. So,
Alex, I don't even think you need to say that, mate. I think that's just.
Well, I know there'll be one comment later on saying, "Oh, you forgot Manquillo." So there you go. I didn't. I'm aware.
Okay. Too many fingers in the pie. I don't like that phrase. It sounds a bit disgusting. No. Put that on a t-shirt. There's too many pies. All right. Yeah. Just a little pie with steam coming off it and saying there's too many pies. Too many chefs in a brothel. Indeed. Not that I've ever visited one too. I don't know how many chefs they have. If we win, aren't we in 13th? Part of being a non-lover.
What do we be?
Yeah, non-loser is acting like a winner. Too many crooks nicking books. Jesus. Paul the Pieman. I've been called worse. Trust me. We miss our Toon Grandad and the sweetest gentleman. Yes, we do indeed.
We do every single day.
Bird in the hard is worth two in the same bush.
Eh?
No idea. Andy says one swallow a summer does not make. What's your view on Almiron? He's trying his best to stay at the. I don't think he's trying his best to stay at the club, Sonia. To be honest, I think he's trying to. As Alex said there, I think they're trying to create a few rumblings now to make sure that he gets his move in the summer.
We've got to be careful with wingers, though.
Yeah.
If we let Almiron go, we've got Murphy, Saint. I mean, Richie. I don't even know what position
we'll just get someone in the
knows
summer.
where he's playing in, but yeah, we have got to be careful with squad depth for sure.
Yeah, indeed. Norvik says, Paul, quote, get a commode. We're in for the long haul. One swallow makes chlamydia's abs. Never going to let me forget that. Never, ever, ever going to let me forget that. Michael says, geographically speaking, Manchester and Liverpool et al. Are in the middle of England. They are not north. Damn right. That's why all the rats head to the northwest, to Everton. Not Liverpool, to Everton. How do you think Damien Duff? Jesus Christ. Callum says, is it not normal to feel depressed at 15? I'm not well. I think I have Rona, and I'm just thinking, what's life worth? Don't know what's wrong with me. Callum, if you need to speak to somebody, message them, matey. We're always here.
Always.
The messages are always open if you're struggling, matey. Especially
please reach out and speak to someone.
Yeah. I know how you're feeling, matey, because my daughter's 13 and she's going through awful anxiety and depression. So I know how you feel. So if you want to talk to me, matey, my email address is at the bottom of the description, or you can contact me on Twitter. But get in touch, mate. The door's always open. So don't feel like you can't speak to anybody.
Don't feel like you're on your own, because you're never on your own.
So drop me an email, matey, and we'll get talking. Everton isn't in the north, but Sunderland has killed me saying that. Sunderland isn't. Sunderland is. You need a passport to get into Sunderland.
They haven't even got an airport.
Exactly. Pennywell, what's the smell? Wheeze, keys are these. Anyway, the Toon Review does not advocate licking to spread COVID. Absolutely, I don't, Julian. Thank you for putting that. Loved that comment the other night, Paul, about Shah saying Joe Litton to Shlong. Yeah, all right. It was the first thing that came to mind, and I don't know why. Bloody hell, Telford Mills. He was an awful. That referee there, Jesus. Deleted message. Just thought while you're at it, you can read this too, Paul. Listen, I don't know what's deleted and what's not. I haven't read any naughty ones out anyway.
Julie sent a message saying stop reading deleted messages, but I don't think you get the
I
opportunity
don't
to
see
that.
if they're deleted or not. I can't see them, which is why I've emailed StreamYard to book their ideas up and start getting that sorted, because what's the point? It's stupid. Paul, drinking people's fountains, letting it flow on a commode, and licking Mike Dean's face. I'm getting worried about you, says Graham.
Join the club.
Hating on a ref is a sign of a poor team, usually. Let's just do our thing and win. Yeah, but come on. Some of the decisions.
I mean, it's Mike Dean.
But Mike Dean. Oh,
There's 16, 17 teams in the division that say the same as us. It's not.
Exactly.
We're not alone in this.
Yeah, exactly. Lick his face and give him it. That was funny. Thank you.
You
Mike
to
Dean
do that to me?
No. Mike Dean, I wouldn't lick your face, Danielle.
You
Mike
said
Dean likes...
if I've got COVID, I'll lick your face. And I was like, no, Tar. Don't want COVID.
No, I said I was going to lick Mike Dean's face, not yours. Licking Mike Dean's face is taking one for the team with bells on. Exactly. And I'd be prepared. Unreal Junior says, burn, baby, burn. New NUFC movie coming soon. Big Joe, Little Joe, and John Joe as the Untouchables.
Yeah, our three midfielder, the triple Joes, aren't they? We've got John, Joe.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. Right. We've come to the end of the show, unfortunately. It's been another good one, but it is now time, that special occasion where we decide what sort of team we're going to put out and what the score is going to be. And Danielle, we'll start with you this week. So who is your first 11?
I think it'll be exactly the same as last weekend. Same formation, exactly the same unchanged team. I'm hoping that because we've seen Fraser in training, that he's fine for Saturday. I think it'll be exactly the same, no changes. And I think hopefully we'll see Bruno a bit earlier than last week. You would think.
2 seconds, Danielle. I have just spotted a troll who I believe will have already had that comment deleted. But just to let you know, you're an absolute tosser. But he's gone. I've blocked him anyway. But I think he'd have already been blocked. But go on, Danielle, continue.
Sorry, I got so fourth, I think it'll still be the same formation, everybody the same. I think we need to see Bruno earlier though, as long as we don't get any silly injuries, anything like that, bring him on. Because we really need him in a few weeks' time, like I said earlier, for the congested fixtures, and I think that's maybe what the plan is. We're not doing scores yet though, are we? We'll do them later. Okay.
Well, later, as in shortly.
In a minute.
In a second, yeah. Why are you still thinking?
Well, I'm kind of jumping between. I'm going. You know how I get carried away though sometimes.
I've never noticed that.
Well, I came with this quite sensible result, and now Alex has got us all excited, and now I'm thinking maybe it's going to be more than what I thought. So
see, he has that effect on all the ladies, doesn't he? He just gets all the ladies excited.
We get excited all the time when we're talking about Newcastle United, but when Alex gets excited, it's like real stuff. You know, it's like
oh, you sit up and listen. Because ours are just pipe dreams, but Alex talks reality. Alex is the calming thing that brings us back down to reality.
I won't say it unless I'm really confident. That's why.
Yeah, but there you go. I mean, it's the you just have that element of calm, bring us back down to earth. When Danielle's off spending our millions with Amanda's checkbook, and I'm off talking about bloody soiled nappies and stuff, then you can bring us down to earth. Tom says, "Burn, baby, burn." DGL Floaters really hope the season doesn't go down to the Burnley match. I'll have just arrived at Cyprus for our first family holiday with our 3-year-old daughter, and I'll be hiding in the bar for a fortnight. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Right, Alex, go on. What's your team?
I think Manquillo will be back in for Kraft. I really do. I think he'll rush that back because if Saint's out again and Fraser's possibly even if Fraser's back, he's probably not going to play 90 realistically, is he? If he's kind of half knocked. So
I wouldn't have thought so. No.
I think Manquillo will be and again, it's dangerous to fast track people, but we need points and we need wins. So I think Manquillo might come back. He trained on Wednesday, so it'll be a case of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday light session. Can he play Saturday? It'd be nice if this was a Sunday game, really, because it would have given an extra day for Fraser and Manquillo to recover. So Manquillo, I think. Sorry, Paul. Go on.
Tom's question just caught my eye. Great show, guys. Stato, is that Sean the sheep behind the guitar?
It's it's sheep. So in Poland we have a place called Zakopane, which is in the mountains, and you go there and visit all the log cabins, and they sell sheep. And everybody goes and buys. You know, when you go to Gibraltar, everybody buys a monkey, like a little stuffed monkey. It's similar. Everybody buys little sheep.
So cute.
So we've got a few of them. They're just they're looking after my guitar, you know, for the Geordie riffs. They're just helping with the sponsors. Yeah,
okay.
Paul.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, we've got more. We've got bloody millions of the things. We've got a pink one. We've got a mini one. We've got lots of them.
I was not expecting that answer, but that is fine. Anyway, carry on with your team, Alex.
Yeah, so I think Manquillo will come in. I love how we've not mentioned Lascelles today. That's great, but he's not playing. I think Manquillo will come back in because we need him. And other than that, it'll be the same. Although Paul has, with his video today and with your suggestions, I mean, if you've not watched Paul's video, go watch it because it's very interesting with the whole Diamond and is Bruno going to come in. I kind of agree with Danielle though. I think he's going to keep much of the same with Manquillo in. Yeah, I think it'll be the same. I agree with Danielle, except Manquillo coming in for Kraft. Exactly.
Well, Tom thought you were Welsh for a second. Very interesting. Alex Sheep, Alex Barmy Army. What's happening about Fernandez? Used to love him in Shah. He's on the bench, but I don't think.
About the sheep. If we're losing, my missus will bring one of the sheep in with a scarf, with an NUFC scarf in sometimes, if she can hear that we're losing, if I'm not very happy.
So is your missus Polish, Alex?
She is, yes.
But she's moving back with you to the UK, obviously. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Cool. Are you bringing all your sheep?
We will be, yeah. They will.
When you come to the match, will you bring your sheep with you? Because I want to see it.
I knew that was coming. I knew straight away. As soon as Danielle went, I knew she was going to be after a sheep.
I want one.
They've definitely been in kit before with the scarves on, so they're used to it.
There's plenty around here, Danielle, where I live, you know.
I don't
there is a springtime, and then they suddenly disappear, and they're all on people's Sunday dinner plates. Mint sauce. I actually do that in this. The kids hate me doing that in the spring around Easter time.
Used to do that
when all the lambs are out in the field, and I open the window and we're driving past, and I'll go mint sauce, and they'll run away, and I'll say, "Look, see, they think they're going on your Sunday dinner." It's just one of them things, really. Alex, you forgot Manquillo. Not sure if you've addressed it. Says Cesare. That is surely taking the piss, as Cesare normally does. Cesare, I'll say it for Alex. Go and take your face for a shit, and then go for a wrestle with the Great Whites. The only Newcastle fan here in Los Angeles since before the McLaren days, surrounded by City and Liverpool fans. Dan says, buy Danielle a sheep and send me the bill. Alex, you got a sheepdog out wide, lad.
A sheepdog.
Okay. I want Paul's dogs, Danielle's cats, and Alex's sheep. Thomas is just an animal herder, basically.
I mean, I've also got a black and white dog as well, just to top it off. So
have you? What's the dog called?
I thought you'd seen my dog before. Have you not
seen I have. Sorry, I forgot.
A black and white fluffy dog.
So cute, man.
Well, I tried to put Elsie in a black and white top the other week, and it did not go well. She wasn't happy at all with me.
I've got a picture of my dog in a Toon. I'll put it in the group chat later. So
put it in the chat. I need to see.
Right, for teams, for me, I agree with you, Daniel. I can't see him changing it, I don't. And you know, I know we've talked about this Bruno. You know, is he putting little clues into his social media? But I just don't know. I don't know why Eddie would probably change that team after such a good performance, unless because of Alex, the way you've put that Brentford are going to line up, Eddie might feel like he has to bulk up the midfield more because that is where the game is going to be won. So does he take, A. Fraser or A. Murphy out and put, Bruno in to shore up the midfield, which I think is going to be very, very interesting. But that's why Eddie has paid the big bucks. It's going to be very interesting to see what Eddie Howe says tomorrow in his press conference. I will be doing a press conference reaction video, so do keep an eye out for that. Scorelines, Danielle, hit me with your rhythm stick.
3-0.
Wow. Okay. Scorers.
Big Joe, Ovs.
Yes.
I'm going to go Joe Willock because, come on, the Maggies. He's done one, that's it. Hopefully he's going to hit again this weekend.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if he's fit, I'm going to go Ryan Fraser.
Ryan Fraser.
I don't know why. I just
start
feel
your
it.
engines without a shadow of a doubt. Alex.
I'm going to go 3-1.
See, I thought you were going to go more than that because of the big ones you were giving us.
I would have done if Maxi was playing.
Okay.
And I thought he was going to until obviously we saw this picture of him, in France. I thought he was rehabbing, at home and probably going to play, but that doesn't look like it's the case. So with no Maxi, 3-1. I still think we've got enough firepower to score several past them.
Indeed.
I can see a goal though from a set piece or from something. Somebody will fall asleep. But I think we'll outscore them comfortably. And I think it's going to be Joe Linton, Willock again, and I think Murphy might get one because he's fairly clinical. He put himself about quite well against. Let's not forget it's a very strong West Ham side. So and their right back sort of area is quite weak at Brentford. So it's a shame Maxi's not fit, but Murphy's got quality. He's got a good shot on him. He was taking our free kicks a while ago. He's not bad. So yeah, I think Joe will get one because he's due one again. Willock, I think, has just improved so much. I think he's just going to get one because he's going to play well. And Murphy, I think Murphy will just get a decent strike. One of them will go in at some point. And their one, I don't know who's going to. No idea. I think it will be some dodgy set piece or some funny, maybe a pen. I don't know, but I think they'll get one.
Well, a lot of people are going for 3-1 in the chat. Some 2-0s, 2-1s, 1-0s. Gary says 2-0 for me. Clean sheet, Joe Linton and Wood to score. 3-0, Willock, Target and Wood, says Jim. Lee says 14-0 with Big Joe, 10 goals.
That's my Lee.
That's not your Lee, is it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, the ginger bastard. Right. Love you really, Lee. Love you to bits. 2-0 says Rafa's 4-2-0. 2-0 says Darren. I think everyone is getting a little too carried away. It's going to be a tougher game than a lot expect. They seem to be a lot healthier than us. Maybe a draw isn't bad.
It's not going to be a walk in the park, but look at their last 9 matches, as Paul said earlier. They're in very poor form. There's no reason with our recent performances we shouldn't be going and putting 2 or 3 past them. Absolutely no reason.
Well, Jack makes a good point there, saying if Everton are battering them 4-1, we should spark them. Without a doubt, because Everton are absolutely pathetic football club and a pathetic excuse for a Premier League football side. Connor says 2-2. Christopher Davis says 1-1. Never knocking away a point. Absolutely. Richard Stedman, yes, that's him. Kraft Baby Kraft. Oh, no, we're not even getting there. I've had 3-1 in my head all day. Trolls, thank you for the 50 krona, mate. Much appreciated as usual. Nice. Real good donator to the channel is Truel, so thank you very much. 4-0 says Thomas. Is the game on TV? No, but the commentary is live on the Toon Review. We will be back at 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. Do not miss that for alternate commentary. And as usual, I have no idea what I will be saying during that commentary, but it should be a good laugh anyway. And hopefully celebrating 7 games without a defeat. Right.
Can I mention something? Oh, sorry, predictions. I just wanted to.
If it's all right, Alex, if I can just, just get my prediction. Okay, that was very Dale Winton. Did you see what he did there, Danielle? He went. Oh,
I love him, mate.
Sailor.
I was doing the Pickford.
Anyway, Carlos will be here for the watch along. Thank you, buddy. Thomas says, I wonder what words Paul will come up with on Saturday.
There's going to be so many.
I don't know. We will have to see.
Really interested to see what you're going to say when Wood scores his first goal. That'll be really interesting.
Yeah,
I think he might fall off his chair.
And to be honest, I've lost a wheel off my chair. So if I lean to the left, I go. So they are sending me a replacement wheel out.
I think we need to get you a crash mat just in case.
Well, yeah, it would be nice because it's just a big wall in front of me here. So never mind. Anyway, I'm going 3-1 as well. I can see it being a good win, and isn't it so nice to be positive though and not think about defeats? We're all talking about winning football matches here.
You know what I was thinking, right? Next season we should start like a table, like a league over who predicts the most correct.
Yeah, it is. Well, two of us have gone 3-1, one of us has gone 3-0. It's not very hard to do for this week, so
no, we'll do it next season. We'll start afresh.
Okay. So is that you signing your new contract the next season then, Danielle, is it?
May as well.
You see. Stato,
family now, that's it.
You're on a 20-year verbal contract, so you can't go anywhere. You just.
I mean, I've got Toon Review on my name, so
exactly.
Yeah, it's a commitment, that mind.
Dan says, don't you guys have VPNs? Peacock in America plays 100% of VPL matches. Dan, message me, man. I need to know how to get that. So message me, please, and let me know.
I told you how to get one the other week.
But I can't put a Amazon stick up here. I'm going to telly in my studio. Once I sort out the house and everything's sorted, I'll be able to, in a proper studio, I'll be able to have a proper TV and everything, and go from there. But I can't at the minute. Sponsor you, Paul. ExpressVPN would probably sponsor you. Tell them to. Get them in touch, Dan. Get in touch with me, Dan, though, and let me know, because I want to know how to do that so I can get a decent stream for Saturday's games. Paul, where do you get Banks of the River Tyne song? Carlos, if you send me your email address, I'll send it to you, mate. However, Paul, it's coal, not diamond for us. It's Newcastle. That's true. Where should I message you? My email address is right at the bottom of the description, mate. If you go and my email address is down there. It's just pd.toonreview@gmail.com. So, but it's down there, Dan. Cheers. Sniff. Hang on a minute. Julie's complaining again. Can I just take time out to thank the mods, please? Because Julie's kicking off already with me, and I haven't even finished the bloody show yet. Thank you to the mods who, yet again, Cesare, Susan, Thomas, Jules, all back there working their asses off, show in, show out. And I'd just like to say a massive, massive thanks to the mods, because without them, there wouldn't be a show either. So thank you to the mods behind the scenes. We love you guys. So thank you very much. Right, that is the end of the show. And we will be back, or I'll be back at 2:30 on Saturday afternoon with the live watch along, as Fabian Shah once again is just, I think he's just staggered at how good Joe Linton is. And he's saying, that's not the Joe Linton that signed for this football club. Either that or he's just seen the length of my morning turd. But who knows? Anyway, 2:30 Saturday afternoon, live watch along with me for alternate commentary. And then 2 o'clock on Sunday, it's not that one, it's that one. We have the match review with me, Danielle and Alex. So that's 2 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. And we'll be talking about the previous day's game. Hopefully, once again, celebrating 3 points, or at least avoiding defeat anyway. But if you have enjoyed the show tonight, guys, thank you so much for watching as usual. Please do hit the like button for us. It does help build the channel. If you're new, you like what you see, please do hit that subscribe button. It has died down a little bit too much for my liking lately. We're trying to build it up again. So please do pass it on to friends and family if you do enjoy the show. Become a member of the Toon Review if you wish by hitting the join button just underneath the video. And also it is linked in the description. And thank you to everybody that has sent a donation on Super Chat tonight. You are all legends. And a massive shout out finally to the channel sponsors, Geordie Riffs, professional guitar repairs and servicing, based here in the Northeast, offering 10% off your first guitar repair, 10% off your first setup, and also your first guitar lesson completely free of charge. Just say you've seen the Toon review. So give Graham and Natalie a shout for all things guitar related. Website is linked below in the description. They're also on Facebook and Twitter. Danny, Alex, thank you very much for tonight. And we will be back again at 2 o'clock all together on Sunday. Don't forget to keep an eye out for my press conference reaction video tomorrow. And then, of course, 2:30 p.m. Saturday afternoon for the live watch along, 2 o'clock the following day for the live match review. Until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Take care.